Hello everyone, this is Vivek Parikh. Welcome back to the online sessions of the Material Science and Metallurgy. We were discussing our unit number 1, that is Introduction to Material Science and Metallurgy. So, up to now, up to this lectures, we have already gone through the topics like what is the classification of the material, what are the advanced classification of the material, now which is the engineering requirement of the material, then the different selection criteria for the material which are taken into consideration, that we have seen, and we will be also discuss the thing that is the structure property relationship, how they are interrelated with each other. So in today's lecture we will be discussing the different types of the properties, or you can say different mechanical properties of the material. Now there are many different properties of the material are there. They are classified into many things, that is the physical properties, mechanical, electrical, magnetic. There are many types of the property. But in our syllabus we will be focusing on the mechanical properties of the material. So in this slides, upcoming slides, we will be going for the different types of the properties. So there are these different properties which we are going to discuss. They are the elasticity, plasticity, ductility, malleability, strength, toughness, stiffness, hardness, brittleness, resonance, fatigue and creep. So now let us see all this property in the detailed thing. There are 12 properties which we will be discussing. So the very first property which comes, that is known as an elasticity property. What do you mean by the elasticity property? Elasticity is the property, it is the ability of a material to regain its original shape back once again after the removal of the load. If we remove the load, then whatever the material's original shape is there, it will come back. So let us see by an example, that is a rubber band. If you are stretching the rubber band, its shape will be changed, but when you take away the load, what will happen? Once again it will come back to its original shape back. So, in a stress strain diagram, the area under the shaded region, the orange type of the region, that is known as an elastic portion. That means elasticity will remain in the thing or a material up to that orange type of the area. Clear? So these are the different things which are having the elasticity property. So some of the examples are stated in the figure. That is the elastic waistband and the rubber band, all that things, springs and all, they are the examples of the elasticity. Now comes the second property, that is the plasticity. It is nothing but the opposite of the elasticity. What is the plasticity? When we are applying a load on the material, its shape gets changed, but after unloading we will not get back its original shape back. Means once deformed, you will not get the shape back. So the simple example of it, that is the plastic bag. If you are taking a brand new plastic bag and if you are placing some loaded material inside it, its shape will be definitely changed and we will not get, that means a permanent shape change there will be there in the material. So now in the graph you can see after the elastic region your plastic region will start. That means after elasticity your plasticity will begin. Okay, so let us take an example of an U-pin. If you are taking a U-pin, if you change its shape, then after unloading you will not get U-pin once again into its original shape back. Okay, so now let us move forward for our third property, that is known as an ductility of the material. What is this ductility? Ductility, it is the thing that is whenever a metal, if it is converted into the wire form, that is because of the ductility part. Clear? In a ductility we are always giving the tensile load. Tensile load is given to the material and copper is the best example of the ductility. The wires which are formed, every metal has the ability to form the wires. That means every metal has a property of a ductility. How it is forming? In the figure you can see a material is stretched or tensile load is given to the material and as a result it will elongate, due to which wires are formed. Okay, so next property we will be seeing, that is your malleability property. Now what do you mean by the malleability? The ability of a material to convert into sheets, that is known as a malleability. Ductility and the malleability, these two properties, they are found in each and every metal only. So now what is this thing? In this malleability we are giving the compressive load on the material. Aluminium, gold, they are the best example of the malleability. That means by hammering on the material, if you are giving the shape to the material, whatever the gold coin we are getting from the gold ore, that is your malleability. Also the aluminum sheets and they are also the example of the malleability property. Clear? So now let us move forward for the strength. What do you mean by the strength? Strength, that is nothing but the capacity of an object or the substance to withstand the force or the pressure. Clear? So now you can see the strength. There are two types of the strength which are there. That is the elastic strength, or you can say the yield strength is there in the material, and the ultimate strength. Means before the fracture or whatever the crack is formed inside the material, whatever the load material can absorb, that is known as a strength. Subject to subject, there will be the different definition of the strength. You might be having a different types of the strength formula given in the FMD subject, but according to the material science, the strength is defined as this way. Clear? So now let us move forward for our next property, that is known as the thing toughness. What do you mean by the toughness? Whatever a material absorbs the load before its fracture, that is known as a toughness. Means if a material breaks, before the breaking, whatever the load a material has absorbed in it, that is known as a toughness of the material. Means the whole area under the stress strain diagram, that is known as a toughness. So let us see one example. If it is getting a bend, then the material is tough, but if it do not get bent, then it is a brittle material. If it breaks, then that is known as a brittle material. Clear? So now the next property which we will be seeing, that is known as a stiffness. What do you mean by a stiffness? Stiffness means ability of a material to resist the change in its shape. Whatever the load you are applying, but if a material resists its shape, then that property is known as a stiffness. Whatever the mobile phone or the remote control, we are pressing it on our hand. If the mobile phone gets down or falls down on the floor, then also its shape do not get changed. That means the material which we are using, it is a stiff material. Else what will happen? The shape will be changed. That means a stiff material will absorb the load and will not allow the change in its shape. So moving forward with our next thing, that is known as a hardness. Hardness, that means the actual definitions goes like this, that is the ability of a material to withstand or to resist the indentation and the scratching on the material. That means the surface should be safe. It should not have a change in its surface. So hardness is dependent on the surface of the material. Diamond is known as a hardest material. Now what is that hardness? That means if whatever the thing you are using, the diamond, the shape of the diamond or the surface of the diamond will not get changed. That means the diamond can cut any material, but it will not have any problem on its surface. Clear? So this way, if you are taking a nail and if you are scratching on a material, the hard material will resist all the scratches on the material. That is hardness. Moving forward with our next topic, or you can say the next thing, that is the brittleness. You are knowing and you are aware about the brittleness, but what is that brittleness? Brittleness is the ability of a material to get fracture without showing any deformation. Means without showing any sign of the failure, it will definitely fail. Glass is the example of the brittleness. But brittleness, what is? It is opposite of the toughness. The tough material will absorb load and will change its shape, and then ultimately it get failed. You will be noticing the change in the material, but in a brittle material you will not see any of the change. Brittle material, that is the example of the glass, the broken glass dishes and all, they are the example of the thing that is known as a brittleness. Clear? So here is the difference graph of the stress strain diagram of the brittleness. It will go up, rises up, after the elastic limit it will break. Okay, so moving forward with our next property, that is known as a resilience. What is that resilience? The amount of energy, whatever the under the elastic limit it is absorbed, that is known as a resilience. Now what is the point of the resilience? So you can see in the stress strain diagram the curved region of the resilience, and if you are stretching the rubber band, the energy is there inside the rubber band, but after unloading, whatever the energy which is helping it to come back to its original shape back, that energy is known as the resilience energy. Means resilience will help the material to come back to its original shape back. And the last two properties, that is the second last, that is known as a fatigue property. Fatigue property, it is the cyclic load, or you can say the failure of a material under the cyclic load, cyclic repeated load, that is known as a fatigue. Means whatever the load is applying on a thing or the material, a cyclic load, that means a fluctuation can also happen, but one time will come your material will fail. So where is this fatigue known or used? This fatigue property is used to measure the life of the material. Any life of the material can be measured with the help of this fatigue. And the last property, that is the creep. What is the creep? Creep, that is nothing but some of the opposite way of the fatigue. It is the permanent deformation under the static load. Under the static, if you are applying a load and the same load is applied on the material, once, or you can say a time will come, your material will fail. So that is known as a creep. It is also known for the thing that is known as in the life of the material, but that is the thing. In a bridge you can see that a bridge, whenever it is manufactured, it is the straight thing, but now you can see some of the bending of the bridge is done. So that is why the creep failure has occurred in this thing. So that is the reason why after some time the bridge will be called off, or you can say the movement of the things, motors and all that thing, they are stopped. The same thing we can say that Alice Bridge, why Alice Bridge has been called off? Because of the thing that is creep. Its life has came. So if we are still allowing the vehicles to pass on that bridge, then it will fail. So that is why this property is also used to find out the life of the material. Clear? So these were the different types of the mechanical properties which are used in the materials. And here we are ending our unit number 1, that is known as an introduction to the material. So now in the next session we will be conducting, or we will be moving forward for our next unit and starting with the next unit. Clear? Till then, thank you.